Apocalyptica. You are watching Rock and Live. That album title comes from the song Shadowmaker, and we thought that that would be a really good way to present our music and describe it. Describes quite well all the songs we are including in the album, and Shadowmaker itself, a mystical story of Shadowmakers, which could stay inside me or even inside you. We should check if there are Shadowmakers available, or is there Shadowmakers in your inner heart, and I wish there should be no too many Shadowmakers. And it's a good combination of instrumental music and singing tracks. I would say the album includes like a half of the album is like instrumental music, and a half of the album is like singing tracks. There's 8 tracks singing tracks, but you can't consider all the tracks like singing tracks. For example, Shadowmaker song, it's like an 8-minute long song, whereas like half of the song is like just instrumental music, and we are playing between those two worlds all the time, and this time we make it quite compact, that you can't create too big line between the instrumental and singing track songs.
Ignorance breeds fear, breeds hate, breeds violence. Everything falls down and breaks in silence.
For this album, we wanted to have like a clear concept that we are not inviting anymore like guest vocalists, because we wanted to have like a Apocalyptica voice this time, and we were like giving some notes for our friends, keepers in the music industry, that we are searching for the good singer, and we found maybe 30 different singers around the world, and we checked out many YouTube clips, and they were sending us some tracks as well, and in the final end we got like 5 different singers to compare, and Frankie Perez was definitely the best singer on the list, and he was even willing to join the team for this project, and we are really happy to find such a good singer. You know, he's been around in the music business already for a while. You know, he's been like a touring singer with a Slash, and he's doing a lot of gigs with a really well-known rock stars all the time. You know, he's born in Las Vegas, and he lives in Vegas, and he's all the time doing the gigs over there. And we were really happy to first time in our career that we had a possibility to practice and rehearse with a singer. So Frankie joined the team in the end of the summer, and we were like arranging all the songs again, and he was taking part for the songwriting and making some lyrics for the couple of songs, and you heard the result here in Shadowmaker. He's such a good singer. His voice is really good for hard stuff like a shouting and like a traditional metal singing, but he's also, on the other hand, he's really like a soft and sensitive voice as well. and because Apocalyptica has always been also really like a flirting with these two worlds, like really metal and beautiful classical stuff. So he's also capable for adjusting all these two worlds and playing with these contrasts, and he fits perfectly for our group. And he's such a nice guy. We have even one nice guy in the band. Nick Raskulinens is a great producer. He has done a lot of famous albums with the Foo Fighters, with the Rush, Mastodon, many names, Jane's Addiction, and he's like a top class producer, and he was long time in our wish list to work with, and we were really happy that he wanted to work with us, and as a personality he's really inspiring guy. He's like a metalhead with a band t-shirt and long hair and the cap on. It's like a Tennessee guy, and he's a bass player himself, but on the other side he has really a lot of technical skills. He has been working in Sound City in LA in Rick Rubin's team before, and so he has like a tools to make a high class production, and he took really big part for our arranging and adjusting the songs in the final end. So when we were like composed most of the songs during the last summer, we went to Nashville for pre-production for 10 days, and we were practicing all the songs, and we'd gone through all the songs and we rearranged the songs. Some of the songs we totally changed with him, and some songs we composed some more, and some songs were okay for him, and so he sent us back home to practice some more, and then we were ready for recording the album. We did it in 7 weeks. 7 weeks in the Nashville mountains. Sounds interesting. We're really living there in a small hut close to the studio, totally in the middle of the woods. It's like a kind of scary movie kind of hut over there in the middle of nowhere. There's just coyotes and rattlesnakes and deers on the garden, and it's really inspiring place to make an album. Last 2 years we have had a sabbatical year. Basically, we have not been touring. We had a couple of side projects, as we call them, side projects. So first of all, we had Wagner Reloaded, which was like a massive dance act with 200 dancers and symphony orchestra, and we had like 4 shows in Germany, and it was combining Wagner music and Apocalyptic music together, and it was kind of crossover thing, that there's classical music, rock music, and combined. It was really interesting project, and you can find the album Apocalyptica Wagner Reloaded, and there's a lot of like video clips as well. You can find it from YouTube and internet. And then we had another side project, which is like Apocalyptic Symphony. We were touring with Avanti Symphony Orchestra from Finland, and we had like a European tour for 15 shows, and we also played Wacken open air, headlining one evening there in a main stage, and it was like a also crossover thing that we were playing old Apocalyptic songs arranged for Apocalyptica and symphony orchestra. And after this kind of crossover things, we were thinking that we definitely want to have a rock album, and that was the starting point for this album. So we really wanted to have just simple, not too massive symphonic album, just pure rock and roll. And also sound-wise, our vision was that we want to keep it rocky and heavy, but somehow we want to create such a sound which is more close to you, and it's more touching, and that you can hear also that even there's a lot of effect tripping in the sounds, that you should also hear the cello itself. And first of all albums now we have created like a mix and a sound which is really, it's pretty dry picture in the sound, and but it's really defined and really clear. And Greg Fidelman was mixing the album. Greg Fidelman has done some Slipknot album, the last one, and he's mixed the Metallica, and he's really a top-class mixing engineer. And you can really hear from the sound that it's really kicking, but still it's really defined and really dry. And you know, he's like part of the Rick Rubin's team. It is really well known about the touching sound, which is really present and close to your guts.
Loneliness is the curse of the broken-hearted.
We wanted to release Shadowmaker track as a first teaser of the album, and song itself, it's like almost 8 minutes long track, where it's first of some singing A parts and chorus part, like a rock song, and suddenly it turns to be tripping acoustic instrumental song, and in the end of the song it comes back to the vocals, and so it's like I would consider that as a progressive rock song, and it's not really traditional radio hit top 10 track. It's more like a real, like own kind of rock music. And for that song we also wanted to that was the first song we just downloaded it to the YouTube and Spotify and all the streaming services. The one we wanted to give that to our fans for a taste what's coming later in the album, and therefore we wanted to also create a kind of video with the lyrics. I would say that that's like a lyric video. It's not a music video. There's like old material from old 20s black and white movies, horror movies. They're really like classic movies, and it gives a really beautiful storyline for the music, and mood-wise it's also wonderful for the song. We wanted to create this black and white world because our artwork in the album is also black and white. There's the cover picture itself. It's like a white woman in the white. Everything is really white. But when you open the sleeves, there's of the black world, where it's like we are the characters we have like black folded faces and black clothes in the black background, and those black pictures is really like even scary and really powerful, and those white pictures really like really fragile and gentle, but at the same time they're also quite a bit scary. And the artwork will be like kind of like a comic book, that you can read it while listening to the album, and the lyrics are going on, and at the same time the storyline, what's happening there in the pictures, it's going making a progression. And we wanted to create such like a feeling for the listener that they can sit down and read the book, listen to music, read the lyrics, check the story, and relax their mind. Maybe it will give some good for their souls. That's how the music is in our heart. It should give something for your soul and your heart. It got to heal you somehow. It heals us as well.
I came undone and you just fell apart. Maybe some distance can heal us both now. We had no words, but we lost it somehow.
Hi again, our beloved fans. I would really want to see you all, you old fans and also you new fans, in our live shows when we come in here to France. And take care of you until that, and keep rocking, enjoy life, take care of yourself, enjoy music, make music to make your life better.